luck that I happen to always have wanted it. What happens if you're in the hospital and you're being treated for whatever it may be, and you get a toothache? What do you do? Let's say it's terribly painful. What do you do when you're being treated for one thing, and you have terrible dental pain? You just trapped? Is there a dentist in the hospital? Is there an oral surgeon? Well, it turns out you do nothing. And I found this out the hard way because I have this toothache that is absolutely killing me, and I'm of course here because of the snake bite. Excuse me, but this just slowly happened. Maybe it's an abscess or something, but just this agonizing, pulsating, repulsive pain as in like this one tooth, and then spreads, and then it gets inflamed. It got inflamed here, and so then like other teeth hurt, and then it goes up to here. It's just torture. So they gave me something. I don't know what it was. Some medicine that I just hate, and they gave me this, which is like a mouthwash that's just disgusting. It has lidocaine in it, I think. And then I got this stuff, which I ordered from Instacart, that does nothing. So I guess the answer is, if you get a toothache and you're in the hospital, you have a choice. You can either just leave and take care of the toothache, or you can stay and try to just manage it symptomatically. But there is nothing that they can really do for you in the hospital. At least not this one. And they say there is no dental pain that is a real emergency. Well, to me there is. To me there is. It's like, you know, minor and major surgery. Major surgery is on me. Minor surgery is on you. That's they might as well put it that way. Gail, what's up, Gail? You caught me live. You want to survive? Sam the Drake. Yeah, I'm gonna survive. I'll be out of here Tuesday. Kiki Lou, how you feeling? I feel good, but my tooth hurts. Word up, Jeff. Hope you're good. What's up, Smitty? Yeah, but damn, you know, I hate to make it like the tooth matters more than everything else, because your kidneys matter more than your teeth. But my goodness, this is just an incredibly painful thing. Susie, they typically just give antibiotics, but they gave me antibiotics. You seem to know your stuff. What are you, doctor? They just gave me an antibiotic, which maybe will help, but it's not taking the pain away. Get some non-venomous snakes this time. Where were you when I needed you? Where were you when I needed you, huh? Yep. Everybody's talking about snakes around here. It's like no one talks about anything else. I had braces put in last month. They hurt. I can only imagine. I can only imagine. I remember going to get checked for braces, and I bit down in the thing, and it tasted so good. It was like chocolate. I never wanted to let go, and I wouldn't let go. I was a kid. I was like, why would I let go of this? Like, what possible motive could you give me to undo this? I'm sitting here in heaven. Why would I possibly let go? Ashish, Bataya, I'm from India. Namaste. How are you? Just chill. I think you're going just chill and bye-bye. I think we'll get rid of you. Bye-bye. Thank you, Sam. Let me get double rid of this person. Let's see. Let's do this. We'll put you in timeout. Yeah, we'll put him in timeout. Hognose are cool. Let's see what this one says. Potentially inappropriate message. What a surprise. Let's see. Okay, another weirdo. Bye, Brando. Little psycho. Hide user from channel. They gave me antibiotics. They gave me something for pain. I don't know what. It's not enough. And the mouthwash, this stuff, it does have lidocaine. It numbs out your whole mouth, which is why it's hard to talk right now. But there is nothing. You need something that goes right to the point. So, nurses here were talking about the bite. It seems like that's all anyone talks about, at least near me. And everyone's like, why didn't you go to the doctor right away? What kind of country is India? Indian. Well, because when I got bit on my hand, at first nothing happened. It hurt a little bit, but it didn't seem like I was envenomated. It seemed like a dry bite. So I did what you would do. I just washed it off, cleaned it out, and I said, all right, look, it can't be venomous because I would be dead. It's inland taipan, the most venomous snake in the world. I wouldn't be sitting here, just having this conversation with myself. So I lie down, and I lie down for like an hour and a half. And then it seemed to have kicked in, and the room started to spin, and I felt very strange and antsy. Like there was no way I was going to fall asleep. The room started to spin. I crawled out and called the ambulance, made it outside, and sort of lay down and wait for the ambulance to come. And, then things got really bad. And then I was, like, unable to speak. Hey. And then things got really, really bad. And I just started to shut down. You could just feel yourself just shutting down, and you get, like, undone from the inside out, and you get this disgusting taste of, like, pneumonia. Am I getting something?
Your blood pressure medicine.
Blood pressure.
Yeah, I'm sorry to bother you.
No, it's all right.
Can I scan your arm in?
Yeah, scan.
Take your blood pressure too, okay?
Okay. They're taking care of me. So, would you hold a snake?
Never.
No?
No.
What about with a hook?
No.
No?
No. I wouldn't want anybody to hold me with a hook.
That's true, too. I'm not famous for my hooking abilities.
I don't think I could control my fear response, and they would know I was afraid.
But if you know that going in, and then you have a choice of being afraid or not afraid, right?
I don't think there's a choice. I think the fear of snakes is very for real for me.
But if you know the fear will get you bit. No, I understand. I don't like spiders. But if you know the fear will get you bit, can't you control it at that point? Because otherwise you're getting bit.
I'm kind of a whip. I don't know.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
I don't know. I know. I've never touched a snake, ever.
Well, you're missing out. There's something to be said for it. It doesn't have to be a venomous snake. You just get
even the boa constrictors that everybody puts around, and I can't. My kids wanted to do that when they were little.
You don't have to have a giant boa constrictor. You could just, meet up with a little corn snake, king snake, whatever.
Unless I can't put it down there.
And then, the fear is gone. Although my fear of spiders will never be gone, so I shouldn't talk.
Yeah, I don't know if I could get over my fear of snakes.
So I have a friend who's got a guinea pig. Snakes are nicer than most think. They're more scared of us. See, that Sam is telling you.
That they're more scared of us?
It's easy for us to say, Sam. Not everybody's down, Kiki says she's got a ball python that's friendly. Give Jeff a spider, out of your mind? No, they know. Like, if I see a spider, I seriously get dizzy. Like, even at, a snake show, there'll be spiders.
Yeah.
And I get, and I'm going to buy a snake. And I just stop right there because I get dizzy. And then I will pass out. And I shart. Sorry for saying that, but it's true. It's taking my blood pressure.
(158/96).
158/96. That's not good.
When you're done, let me know. I'll come do the dressing on your IV, okay?
All right.
I'm not going to make you stop for it. It's not that urgent, but we just need to do it today.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Let me have these says for you.
Wait, say that again? Say that again?
Whenever you get done with your live,
Yeah.
let me know and I'll come and do the dressing on your IV.
Oh, okay. I thought you said something else. Okay. Let's see. I have a red-tailed... But they're talking about boas now. This one's got a red-tailed boa that's changed many people's minds on snakes. And they say she's so sweet. And she was abused and everything.
Oh, wow. Who abuses a snake?
Oh, people do.
Oh, that's awful.
And that's what they accuse me of, if they only knew. And neglected for the first 6 years of her life. She's precious. Would you hold her? This sweet boa constrictor that's so nice, even though it's abused.
I don't know.
I think you would.
I would hate to say yes.
I think you would.
I might do it. I don't know. You might can talk me into it. I don't know.
I can talk you into it. Have you watched any of the videos about you? I've noticed they exist, and I watched one. It is sad. There's a lot of weirdos. You should see the questions there. That nurse, they say you ain't about it.
No,
They don't think you're gonna hold the snake. She will. No, she's brave. She's brave. She's like a nurse practitioner, not just a nurse, like a doctor. Hog-nosed snakes. They're saying maybe a hog-nosed snake. What they're not telling you is they're actually a little bit venomous. If you're allergic to that venom, that could be bad.
So I grew up on a farm, and we used to get the chicken snakes all the time. I wouldn't even touch those. And I know those.
What kind of snakes?
The chicken snakes.
What's a chicken snake?
They just come eat the chicken eggs. I don't know what kind of. We just call them chicken snakes. They just come and eat the. They just come eat the chicken eggs all the time. They weren't venomous, but they.
Saying it's a very mild, just like a bee sting, which is true, except that if you're allergic. Why do people ask such personal stuff? Because they're weirdos. It's part of the fun.
Who asked something personal?
Oh, you should see the things I get asked. You have no idea.
Oh.
I was getting asked crazy things before the bite, you know. You don't know my life. It's funny. But it's interesting. Let's see what this one says. Boss man, is it true that you were bit by a copperhead and a cobra? They think I've been bit by everything. I was bit by something far worse than a copperhead and a cobra. Or at least far more painful. Hold on a second. I'm more afraid of spiders. Yes, spiders. Okay, I'm with you, Kiki. She was bitten by a black widow 2 years ago, this girl. It almost killed her. Oh, jeez. Sorry to hear that. She got compartment syndrome in her legs.
Compartment syndrome, yeah, that's pretty dangerous.
Sepsis.
She could have lost her legs, yeah.
MRSA, what's that?
Methicillin-resistant staph aureus.
Methicillin, staph? I had that. And she got pneumonia, oh my God.
Probably from laying in the hospital bed for so long.
You're being diagnosed as we hear. She spent 2 months in the hospital.
Wow.
They asked me if I like sushi. I love sushi. But it always, like everything else, depends on the sauce.
So I'll tell you a funny story. When I was a little girl, my dad brought snake home to eat.
To eat a snake?
To eat a snake.
Well, that's when you got to worry if it's poisonous.
We didn't know what it was, so we ate it not knowing what it was.
Oh, my God.
And I'm sure my dad knew what it was, but we didn't know what it was.
Well, how was it?
It was greasy, that I remember. But, of course, everybody was sick after he told us what it was. You know, we all ate, and then we all felt sick, like, immediately, like, oh, you let us eat a snake.
Did you eat the head?
No, we couldn't see it. I mean, it was like cut into little round pieces.
Oh, I couldn't do it.
Yeah, we didn't
It's
know
like,
what it was.
here, eat your dog fluffy, Buen provecho, bon appetit. But it's still fluffy. You wanted some tail. Georgia Hospital, they couldn't treat me here in South Carolina. Oh, you're in South Carolina, too. They had to transfer her to Augusta Burn and Wound Center.
Yeah, that's a good hospital, MCG.
Susie says that my nurse is adorable.
Oh, thank you.
She is. That's Susie Bachata, of course.
Oh.
Who else would it be? You got awesome NP taking care of you. What's an NP? Nurse practitioner. Should have got that one.
Well, if you need
I
me,
do.
I'll come back.
All right.
When you're done, you call me and I'll come back and do that, okay?
All right.
You need anything before I leave?
No, I think I have everything.
All right. If you think something, just call me, okay?
Kidneys?
Kidneys. I wish I had that to give you.
You probably would, too.
Let's see. Let's do this for you before I leave.
What are you going to do?
Into your urinal.
Oh, lucky you. I can't believe after all those years of study and all that training, you're emptying my pee-pee. Sorry.
Why? This is what I like being a nurse.
Oh, that's why you're a good one. But you don't have to even work with patients anymore.
I don't have to, but that's what I like. That's what I prefer to do.
I wouldn't want to be with me. Agree. Let's see what this one says. You got also, yes, I do. There's another snake handler that's been telling people that you have been bit by a copperhead and cobra. I remember you saying that you were never bit before this taipan. By will you start back your snake collection? I don't know. Probably. Is that the Muppet that got bitten by taipan? What language is that? Got bitten? All the geniuses. So, anyway, I'm out of here Tuesday, and I do not need dialysis the rest of my life. It's going to be just like 5 weeks or something until my kidneys are all better. And what else could I tell you? You were asking. I forget. But Like I was saying before, when that snake bit me, um, there was this time of like 2 hours when nothing happened, and and then it just started to kick in. It was the strangest thing because everyone seems to have the timeline wrong, and they think I was playing with the snakes like 12 at night or something. No, it was like 8, and then nothing happened for a couple hours. The strangest thing, I never would have thought that would have been such a delayed reaction. Seeing Jeff interrupt another shows aside, we never got to see the content. These decent human people need to remember that when wishing horrible things. Oh, well, thanks. Let them wish whatever they want. I don't know, the red belly snake, so tiny, we say. Ah. So, I'm glad no one got hurt. Jordan, Petty, how you doing? Yes, I am still in the hospital, getting out Tuesday, if all goes well. And all I want to do is go to the dentist. Of course, I'm trying to hide it, man, but my tooth hurts so much. Heather, what's up, Heather? There she is. Heather's like the nicest human being on the planet, along with my nurses. Jordan Petty, what happened? I got bit. And it was my first time handling this baby inland taipan. My first time really handling it. And I had it in one hand because I was holding the phone. And I'm trying to talk about like the way they move and can't move and whatever. And I was trying to wiggle my hand into a better position. And I just couldn't do it, for whatever reason. Maybe arthritis or age, I don't know. I couldn't get the grip I needed. I couldn't work my way up. And it got me. And then, it was just just a whole succession of things happened. It was just terrible. You're looking much better. Well, you're a good liar. Thank you, Heather. Like what? An inland taipan. I follow you. Thank you, Stephen. I appreciate that. I do. You're from Morocco. أنت بتتكلم عربي. لقمان. ولا إيه. أنا من مصر. Let's see how this guy's Arabic is. Will you be able to go to Animal Con? I don't know. It seems like hard to go to Florida. Isn't it Florida? I don't know. I would go. But I don't know. I saw the ad for it. I was thinking go and stir up some controversy. But, there are some people I would like to go look in the eye and see their reactions. But I don't know if it's convenient right now going to Florida. We'll see how it goes. You speak other languages than Arabic and English? Yes, I do. And who's na'am and Arabic? Oh, he's really writing Arabic. Oh, thank you. And بتكتب عربي كل حاجة. شكرا حبيبي. What's up, cute brother? Did you get bited? I got bited. It's terrible. If you go on any podcast of people who aren't super fond of you, I'll go on anyone's podcast. If I have time, I'm not gonna. I don't know. I wouldn't go on someone's podcast just for the sake of going on that podcast and having a fight. If it was someone who wanted to listen, that was trying to be impartial, I would. But I wasn't gonna go there just to debate the guy. Let them think whatever they want to think. I don't care. By which snake? Inland taipan. By the way, don't sweat the haters, man. You had an actual gift from God with those snakes. Thanks, Steve. Taipan, what are your plans going to be going forward now? Going back to my life, what I'd like to do is also use the YouTube platform to interview people that have animals and, maybe people that are in some sort of distress, or the animals are, and bring attention to individual situations to help out animals that need help, and at the same time, maybe we'll learn something. But your content got me into keeping snakes. Good. Wishing you the best. Thanks, Warren. I appreciate you. Stop asking me which snake. Inland taipan. I respect that. If you have a P.O. box, I could send something. I don't. And stop sending me things, Heather. Heather will give anyone anything. Most of the big YouTubers have wished you get well soon, like Chandler and Tyler and Nerd. Well, I appreciate that. It's nice. I didn't see anything that really bothered me. Not by like a big YouTuber. No, there was one guy who was just straight up inventing things. And there's a lot of pure fiction out there, and just guesses and suppositions and conjecture and speculation and nonsense. But in terms of reality, the people who watch the videos, they saw the conditions that the snakes and the cats were in, and if there was a problem, well, someone would have said something then. But my snakes were not all in bins, and they weren't in any filth. There was never any poop out or anything. I always spot clean. And the truth is, I'd only been there like 3 weeks or so, and I was still moving in. And there's someone taking care of my other snakes and tanks and all that stuff. And you could see on the video that I was bringing everything over on the weekends. So, there's just so much nonsense, and I'm done fighting about it. I think people are starting to realize now, though, that these guys that came and killed my snakes, they just didn't know what to do. They didn't know what to do with them. And to say that the snakes were ill, or I'll read these comments in a second. To say the snakes were ill, well, then just show a video of anything. Show me any one symptom of any one snake that was even remotely ill. There was not that. There was never that. And people would have said things beforehand. I would have taken care of it immediately. If ever my snakes had any issue, once one had inflammation on the face, I think it was peaches, I put the ointment on right away. Often I made videos about it. There would never come a time when I wouldn't give my snakes everything they needed. They always had water in their substrate, and the hide, and the heat, and the humidity was always on point. So, I don't really care what anyone says. Look at the videos. Anyway, let me see what is up here. But those guys came, they just didn't know what to do. And for them, it solved their immediate problem. It just killed them all. I had people hating me. No one hates you, Heather. I had to be... I said you were my wife or daughter because I was sticking up for you. That's because you know me from before. I don't get why people saying that when you kept them in the same conditions as... I'm not the first guy to use bins, and I'm not even a bin guy. I'm always the one that's saying don't use bins, but, you can. I don't know. I can't explain it. It was just temporary. I'm just moving the snakes. I'm still moving them in. But there's something else I have to tell you. Once I finish, Susie, they can. There was nothing wrong with your animal environment. Thanks, Steve. There really wasn't. Jason, hey, what's up, Jason? Sue that. It's crossed my mind. But I don't know about that. I don't know if I want to get involved in. I'm not litigious, really. We as people watching you took great care of the snakes. Thank you. I did the best I could always. There was never a time when I put myself or my needs above the snakes. They always got everything they needed and more. And they were interacted with every single day. And I've lost interest in what people say about it. Because it's all based on just what these cops who went there and didn't know what to do did. It's all based on that. I told them, show any video you want. Show, But there was never a charge. There was no charge whatsoever. The snakes were completely legal. And there would have been also the apartment manager. They would have had an issue. They would have asked me to leave. Well, no one seems to have a problem with me. Except the people that don't know. That are going off of someone else's words. Now, as soon as I notice, my baby, oh. Well, that's got a cost. Right? You go to the exotic vet, it's always worth it. But, man, it costs money. I hate when you go to the vet and they're like, you have to give it shots. I don't know if I can. I'll bring it back to you to get the shots. Why didn't you just stick with hog nose and falsies? Because I never had hog noses and falsies. Your animals were loved. They were. You got a leg to stand on. Call the lawyer. Maybe. I don't know if I want to get stuck up in... I don't know. I don't want to lose time. I don't want to waste my life spending it in bureaucratic inertia. You know what I'm saying? There was rumor around that your father... There was rumor that it was your father that had... No, my dad lives in New York, and why they called my 87-year-old dad, I don't know. They could have called my wife, for example. I don't know why they called my dad. He didn't know. He doesn't know anything about snakes. He doesn't know. Imagine you're 87, and you're an older person. Your son's an older person, and he's bit by the most venomous snake in the world, and you're told your son is going to die. And you don't know anything about snakes. He didn't know what to do. And so, apparently they convinced him. And he was just trying to get back to me, to try to figure out what to do. He didn't know from snakes. He's just not He loves animals, but he doesn't know anything about snakes. He's just not a snake person. He doesn't hate them. He just doesn't know. He didn't know what to do. So he followed their advice. He didn't know. But they should not have been calling him. You know. And no, he did not put them down. He would never do that. Shukran Akhi. نحن الشعب المصري. Oh, cool, bro. I didn't know that. Will you show the video ever? Will I show the video? At first I was gonna just release the video, but it's just that at first there was so much hate, you know, and people, I mean, just time-consuming hate to the point where, you know, your thumb gets tired from banning people. Just constant nonsense from people who know nothing about the situation. And so I was going to just release the video. Then things started to calm down. And I don't know if I want to awaken all the hate again. I don't know. There are some things in the video that, I don't know. I really don't know. I thought about just letting it out, but then there's going to be a whole other torrent, a whole other backlash of Bubba Misa. And I don't know if I want to hear it. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I wouldn't mind doing it for some sort of charity, you know, like get a certain amount of money donated to a certain charity and then poof, let it out. Maybe something like that. But honestly, I haven't given it that much thought, except when you guys bring it up. And I know everybody wants to see it. Some people have seen it, but just in person. I know, man, Jason, I hate that too. It's terrible. It's worth it. Maybe it is. I don't know. I got to think about that one with the lawyer. Is there a vet that handles venomous snakes? There are. Or people better deal with it. Both. You should know how to deal with certain procedures yourself, but you know there are times when you have to go to the vet, and you should. We on Trump to get in office. All right, not sure what I'm talking about. Looking a lot more energetic. Glad you're getting better. Thanks, Tom. Funny thing is, I'm in pain. I'm in a lot of pain. I know it sounds silly, but the tooth is just killing me. It's just killing me. So I don't know. This is just good to get my mind off it. Can't wait to get out of here and go to the dentist. I read that as I just finished giving 10 rounds of injection for respiratory infection. Ay. So, thankfully my teenager helped me. I'm glad. Did you try nebulizing it? One thing that helps with respiratory infections, at least with my python, my retic, is Photaz. I think that's it, Photaz. Is it Photaz or Fortaz? Whatever it is, it's one or the other. It's Photaz or Fortaz. It helps a lot, but you gotta get a shot every third day. And so you have to go in to get the shot. You gotta bring it in. You know, in this case, it's like a 16-foot python. But it helps a lot. And then what I would do is nebulize it. And then I put him in a big tote with water that was nice warm water. Make a hole in the top. Put the snake in the warm water. And then in the top, put the nebulizer. Or you can use a humidifier. Get it nice and humid and leave them in there. Take them out and keep nebulizing them. You know, just help them to breathe. But the nebulizer seems to help a lot. But I'm glad that you did that. The rumor about his dad was in a newspaper article, one of the smallest papers in South. I didn't see it. I read one article. I read one that was very good. And I read a few that were just, I didn't continue to read. It was just so off. But you get any more snakes? I don't know. Probably. I've had many people offer me entire collections for free. And a lot of my friends have just sort of just been, you know, stepping up and saying, we hate what happened. Here's 11 snakes. And I don't know if I'm ready for 11 snakes. I'm in the hospital still. But when I get out Tuesday, we'll see. We'll see. I don't think my life with snakes is over. But I can't wait to get home, get normal in your life again. I was born with cleft eye. So I've had 12, oh my goodness. Sorry to hear that, Kiki. Almost 14, gonna have another next year. I'm sorry to hear that, Kiki, I am. But it can't last forever. And from what I understand, that's something that's an attainable goal, right? You can get past that. It's not going to be a lifelong thing. I'm sorry I went through that. I really am. I'm glad you're okay. I appreciate you, Bad Piper. I'd rather be good than see the video. Thank you. Heather, I don't think you should, Jeff, just for your own sanity. Keep it private. There's a lot to be said for that. You're hitting that delete button, and I've thought about that too. It's only like 32 seconds. I wouldn't post it. Too many people are waiting for you to do it. I know. I know. I know. Then there's people that just want to see it, that are genuinely curious. But yeah, there are people that, are begging, that just cannot wait to see me get hurt. And part of me says just let them have it. And part of me says it's going to take up time with all the comments and nonsense and ignorance. There's a lot, but it is what it is. So, thank you for doing these lives and updating us. Thank you for coming, Susie. The progress from a rare bite is interesting. It is. I hope that they've learned something that will help other people. I also hope to God no one ever goes through this again, including any animal, like a mouse. No one should ever, ever, ever feed a live animal to a venomous snake. You just don't know what they're going through. Did the bite beside the venom hurt? Yeah. The puncture wound itself, it did. I felt that. Not like acidic. It wasn't like I was having any necrosis or anything. But I felt it. I just didn't think it was a wet bite. I mean, if you could say that. I didn't think I was envenomated. I thought it was a dry bite. Are you going to get your cats back? I don't know. I've called them a million times. They don't want to call back. They don't want to give the cats back to me, but they are alive. And they gave them ridiculous names. I heard you had a couple, yeah. Just by the way, it turns out that, there's Bojangles, who has a whole history with me, who I miss to death. I miss them both. And Mittens, the little girl. Turns out Mittens is not a little girl. Mittens turns out to be a boy. I had no idea. And I watched videos trying to figure out how to sex that baby. And I was certain it was a girl. But no, it's a boy. Or at least it's a neutered girl. So it's a boy. What number giant glizzy are you on? I have no idea what that means. What number giant glizzy? What does that mean, Neptune? Let's see what we can do here. I don't know what a giant glizzy is. But anyway, I don't know. Releasing that video or not releasing the video, I don't know. Part of me just says just get over with because people are going to hound me to death. The other part says just delete it. I don't know. It shouldn't even be an issue. But the people that I've shown it to, like this nurse, they're not... It's disturbing to them to see. It's disturbing to me to see a little bit, just the realization that at that moment, at that bite, that could have been it. It really should have been dead, according to everyone. Just the thought that at that moment it all began. All of the all the just hell began from that one little tiny bite, from that one little itty bitty snake, that infinitesimally tiny amount of venom. You could post it and turn off comments. Yeah. But, I have social media platforms on Facebook and chat groups, and trust me, they'll find me. Any PTSD sitting in you? Absolutely. Oh, God. Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. Just memories of hallucinations like you cannot imagine. Tom named my cat Luna as a baby thinking it was female. Got older and grew nuts. Now we call him Luna. You don't know Luna in Spanish means moon. That's cute. I had a cockatiel, a bird, named Oscar. It turned out to be a girl. I couldn't think of a female equivalent to Oscar. Like, what do you do, Oscarette? So I just left Oscar. Like I said, I truly believe in your gift, and it's not been anywhere. It would be a shame to let it go to waste. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. No, it's not going anywhere. I can't imagine living an optimal life without animals generally. And for me, snakes are as much an animal as any other animal. To me, dog, cat, snake, I've always loved them all. Except spiders. I can do without spiders. So, it's kind of me to say. It's trying to envision a life without snakes, and it just makes no sense to me. Did anyone ever message you about a vid you posted of Chandler and Tida blowing some blowing some nothing and blowing some in snakes' faces. Did anyone ever message you about the vid you posted? I posted a video of Chandler with Tyler, drunk, smoking weed, which is none of my business whatsoever. But what I didn't like was that Chandler was blowing marijuana smoke into Tyler's snake. I think it was Batman. I just felt like that was unfair to the snake. Marijuana smoke is proven to be very harmful to snakes and reptiles, so uh, I otherwise would never have said anything, and I wouldn't have cared. It'd be none of my business at all. But when you involve a snake, and you're taking videos, it's going to wind up in someone's lap at some point. So it wound up in mine too. And part of me, I don't know, who am I to judge? You're smoking weed, you're drinking, it's none of my business. I have absolutely nothing to say about that. Go have fun, enjoy your life. But when you're blowing weed smoke in a snake's face just to impress a few girls, then yeah, I take exception to that. Even though it's not my snake, it's a living being, it's a snake, and it can't speak for itself. So I posted that in the hope that it wouldn't happen again. So maybe that was presumptuous, but it still feels like it was the right thing to do. And that's why they sent it to me. And I don't know who the person was that sent it to me. So did anyone ever message me about it? Yes. She's laughing. No, really. They were. Just watch the video, you'll see. I feel like I'm being judgmental, but hey, Katie, what's up? Who's that? Jess. What's up, Jess Fenneld? Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, but yeah. Well, one of the nice things about the hospital is you can order, at least where I am, you can order DoorDash and Instacart. At least I can. But the people on this ward, this is not an ICU unit, but it's like one. So the people that are here, I think most are getting dialysis or some serious treatment, but they weren't, bit by a snake. They don't have some acute issue. They have some long-standing chronic issue. They tend to be older. The woman next door passed away, and that really got to me because, I felt like I was right next door. I could have been sitting there with her. So, what do you do with that? No one should die alone. Give me one second. I just feel like I could have done something just by being there, just to keep her company. But I never saw her. I don't know who she is. I'm trying to get this open. That is even possible. And this is when you need a nurse with the nails. Jesus. Are you excited to go home? Yeah, I'm excited to go to the dentist. No, you ain't. Don't know what we're talking about. But is Swagger's okay? Yes. It's a step down unit probably. It's where they kept me. I was constantly visited by students because of the spider bite. Huh. They use me as a teaching tool. Yeah, my nurse, the nurse who does dialysis, she got nailed by a brown recluse. I think that's what you call it. A spider. Oh God. And she has like this big abscess type thing. Like I'm getting all these crazy messages. And then they found like the body of the spider in her pocket. Oh man, just disgusting. You're savage. Stanley and I knew you'd make it through this. Give Stanley a big fat kiss for me, Katie. Stanley is Katie's big giant reticulated python who's like a big teddy bear. And he just goes to her and he puts his head there and just chills. And it makes me think of shakes. I mean, people don't know. people don't know. I would have shakes out, and he would come and just put his head here and just stay there and just lie down. And you say, all right, well, I'm probably going crazy. Why would a snake do that? It must be a coincidence. Maybe he just, I don't know, maybe the heat is good here or something. So you put him back, and he comes back out, and right away back to the same spot, not this site, right here, and he'd sleep. And I'd sit there and I'd watch Game of Thrones, and he'd just sleep, and he'd stay with me. And no matter what I did, no matter where I put him, he'd come back and lie there. Make of that what you will. And then there was to imagine killing such a sweet, gentle animal. And then there's Godiva, the brown forest cobra. And she would do something very similar. She'd come onto my arm, like here, and then she would just stay, and she wanted to be pet. She just wanted to be pet. And if you didn't pet her, she like how cats do it. You don't have to pet a cat. You put the hand there, and the cat does all the work, like that. And she was just a baby, and she was you've seen the videos, right? She was just such a sweet, sweet thing. Kind of like Fudge, Hot Fudge, he was more rambunctious, but she would just stay there, you just pet her. And to think that, someone has the goal to go in and to kill an animal like that, perfectly healthy baby, or you take Chunk, a little baby, Gaboon Viper, sweet, innocent, healthy little guy. He's in a tank. He's not in the bin, just like Mortimer was, a Death Adder, just like many were. And he's under his substrate, just his little head is sticking out. You're telling me it makes sense to go in, to open it up, to remove all of his things, go under his substrate, move his cave, move his water, take him out and kill him? Why? He was fine. I could have had someone giving them water and food within a day. I mean, I was out, unconscious, out for a couple of days. But a snake can get by for a couple of days. They were all secure. There was no danger. No one was out. All that's nonsense. There was none of them presented a danger to anyone. And certainly the cats didn't. So I could have made one post and had people taking care of those snakes. I mean, the snakes were honestly well known. People would have been happy to do it. And I have many friends that are nearby that would have been happy to take care of them. So to say that they did the right thing by killing them, and contacting my dad, who was in New York, who has no idea about snakes. Again, he's 87 years old. It wasn't right. So why not call my wife? She would have known better what to do. The whole thing was just a nightmare. And then, after after all of the pain, and I don't know how to even put it, just like all of my organs shut down. After all of that, then the hallucinations began. And the hallucinations were real. The hallucinations wasn't like something that suddenly appeared, like in a movie that shouldn't be there. No, it was like reality itself. It wasn't even like a change. It was just like reality as I was seeing it. I was perceiving it as something that it just wasn't. So, I don't want to get into too many details here. What's up, Maria? But let's just say that everything that I thought was real for like 4 days wasn't. You ever see the movie A Beautiful Mind, when he's at Princeton and he has a roommate and he's friends with this little girl, and he goes through all these hard times and they're around, and it turns out they weren't real. They were never real to begin with. It was something like that. But there weren't people who weren't real, but the environment in which everybody was working. I didn't see a hospital environment. I saw something else. And for many days, I thought it was something else. And I mentioned it to people, but no one knew what I was talking about. And you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know you're hallucinating unless there's some change. Unless something changes. If it starts going away, or if something just doesn't really make sense in the situation, but it did make sense. It made sense for what it was. And then slowly it started to go away, and the hospital became a hospital. But what I saw was something very different. Susie Bachata says, feed frozen thought. Yeah. There is never I don't even know how to put this in a way that would be strong enough, but there is never an excuse ever to feed a live animal of any sort to a venomous snake. Um, Never. There's the it's the pain is so, putting aside what you see like a mouse cowering or the rat is cowering, putting aside the fact that they know what's happening, and putting aside what we typically perceive as their pain, there's much more. There's much more than just the pain of the bite. And we do not ever have the right to impose that kind of suffering on an animal. And it's just so extreme. To take a little baby, no matter what age, no. Uh, CO2 or something, just never, ever would I ever feed a live animal to a venomous snake again. No. Now I know. Anyway, the Russian tortoise is a great reptile. I love mine. Russian tortoises are cool. They're like Greek tortoises. Rodents will kill a snake. Well, there's that too. If you're feeding live and you leave a mouse or rat in there, which is a terrible idea, it could hurt the snake as well. But, that's a different point. It's a good point. It's an important point. I'm just thinking about the rodent itself, or whatever it may be. The suffering is unthinkable. We don't have the right, and I don't think anybody that's even just a remotely decent human being would allow any other living being to go through that. And to think about a baby that, is just trying to find its mom. No, it's just unthinkable. The tastes and no, there is never, ever an excuse. I don't care what anyone says. When people say it's nature, I don't care. There is no venomous snake that I haven't been able to assist feed. I can assist feed any snake. I really don't care what people say about it having to eat live. They're just wrong. We're not in the wild. We're thinking beings. We have dealt with nature in other ways. We know how to provide shelter for ourselves, and we're dealing with floods and tornadoes as things are, and we do just fine. So we can use our innovative abilities to do better than to give a live animal to a venomous snake. People just like to watch it sometimes. Doesn't make it right. It'll never be right. Never. Anyway, Stanley's best boy, and we have made the trust and respect for each other. Snakes can love people in their own way despite what others say. Exactly. There's a definite connection between us. I believe you. You hear the stuff going around about Bennett and Hunter. I don't know who Hunter is. Bennett isn't really worth time. Maria True Faith. Can snakes eat pieces of steak on tongs? Well, I don't know. You can give them chicken. If they'll eat it, you can't hurt them. But I don't know. I don't think you should cook it or anything. But you can give them chicken legs and so on. I just think that I do think whole prey is better for whole prey is better for cats also. It's important to feed whole prey, but not alive. Just I don't want to say the words "trust me" because why should you? But I don't know what else to say. I am the messenger. All I can do is tell you that the pain and everything else that's beyond pain, you cannot ask any animal to go through that ever. No one's against carnivores eating meat, but to take a live animal and impose absolute agony on it, no, it's not right. You hear this, what's next here? 90% of captive snakes we can get to eat frozen thought. And even if you can't, you can assist feed it. I cannot honestly think of a snake that at some point in my life I haven't assist fed. And it's really not that hard. If it's venomous and you have to use a tube, but learn how. It's your responsibility, in my opinion, to, take the best possible care of the snake as you can, but also to take as best possible care of the rodent. And, there are people online that treat the rodents badly and they don't feed them right. And then on Friday nights, they show the snakes killing them live and people laugh. And I hate that. There's no reason for them to suffer at all when you're caring for them. This guy starves them and half of them are dead. It's just disgusting. But then after that, to impose that kind of suffering, and then to have it die in this agony, no, it's not right. It's just not right. Um, didn't you feed live? Yes, I did. I did. I fed live many times, and those were the ones that wouldn't eat dead, and I should have assist fed them. I didn't know how bad it was. Never again. Are you banned from having snakes now? There's no such thing as banning a single person from something. You'd have to be like maybe a criminal. If you have a criminal charge, you can't have a gun, something like that. But there were no charges against me. I didn't break any laws, and I'm not banned from anything now. And the people who say, I won't sell to him, don't sell to him, 90% of those people are the ones that hit me up to sell me things. They say it, and then they hit me up. I swear to God. Some don't, but most do. The ones that make the most noise about not selling to me are the ones that always hit me up. But I don't buy from them anyway. I have a chat group with 50,000 people called Venomous Snakes Classifieds. It's not hard for me to get venomous snakes. It never will be. That's up to me. You have to gut load the prey, feed the best foods. Yeah. Kiki says, my kids had a ball python that would never eat frozen thought. I tried everything to try to convert it, but nothing worked. One thing you can do with them is cover the cage. For some reason, I'm not a ball python expert, but for some reason with them, often, because they go on hunger strikes forever, live, dead, whatever, and there's like 40% of the time, if you cover their tanks up, with them it can often be stress with many snakes. If you cover the tank or the cage up, and give them a couple of days, you fiddle a little bit with their heat, maybe humidity, then you try it. I've seen people have good success with that. A lot of the ball pythons stress. I don't know why. I'm not an expert on it, but I do know that in many cases with them and other snakes, that covering up the cage helps for a couple of days, and then patience. So maybe it's time to go, because my tooth is killing me. I'm thinking maybe I'll lie down. So I think that we're up to date, right? What have I told you? Maybe not enough hiding places. Yeah, that's definitely true. If they don't have a place to hide, they're gonna stress, and any stress at all will get these guys going. I mean, ball python's gone hunger strikes for long times. We ended up rehoming her. Oh, she was about 9 years old by then. I'm sorry to hear that. It's amazing. I mean, there are some ball pythons that live very long times. Have a great night. Maria, thank you. Yeah, it's going to be time to go. Is it night? Another crazy one. Let's see what this one says. Look at this weirdo. There's always some weirdo. Just get rid of him. Thank you for keeping us up to date and everything. Well, thank you for coming. Let me check out. I appreciate everyone coming here. Thank you. Appreciate your kindness and support. I have to lie down though. Yeah, it's 2:35 here too. I gotta lie down and see what I can do about this tooth. Thank you all. I appreciate it again. Have a good day. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Do something fun, and I'll be back. I'll be back and keep you updated once there's something to update you about. All right, be well, folks.